999 ASMR Tarot. We're doing some painting right now. Doing Christmas cards. So this is kind of a scene. I did the background first, and I have several of the Christmas cards that we're doing. I know that you have all seen me do Christmas cards before, but I need to try and put in the little store that I have my art in to try and put some Christmas cards in it tomorrow. So this is a little bit soupy. I need to take off a little bit of the water on it, but so we're going to just do this kind of this sort of a dabbing motion. Hi, yeah, I came back. Because after that thing, I'm not going to mention it again, and so I'm usually more careful about things, but I don't know why. Well, that's because I've had 9 hours of sleep in the last 3 days, and so yeah, of course, that's why when you do stuff like that, so we're gonna just do. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do this assembly line style, and I'm going to be making several Christmas cards right now, and since I don't have my hair dryer hooked up because I have my phone plugged in I only have one extension cord, and my phone is plugged in. Hi, Crazy Ender, welcome. I've still been meaning to see that movie, Ender's Game, because every time I see your name, I just think of Ender's Game. And we are going to. This is kind of muddy here because that brush was a little bit too wet. And I think I'm going to do a snow scene here, but I'm not sure yet. But it's all right. We'll be able to salvage this because I'm going to do another layer down on there. And so we're just going to make a really a nice, neat image. We'll probably do pretty much the same image on all of these for the most part. Welcome, Rex. Yeah, White Cliff, I'm back. I just took a little pause. I feel like an idiot, but I saw that, but I'm not going to mention that again because this is not the. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I hate because I've only had like I think I had like 4 hours of sleep last night, and there's one night I had like three, and this has been three in a row, and then I end up oh yeah, well, okay, you don't need to mention it, but you know what, Mr. Whitecliff, if you were to go to my channel header page and you hit the link, I have 3 links up there, and you hit the link to the link tree, and then you went in and you looked at my books that I have out in the world, you would get my you you would get my middle name there too, because I have some books out in the world, and I have on the link tree I have links to those books on Amazon, and there is my whole name. Oh, well, I wasn't talking about the Wish link. I was talking about not LinkedIn. I was talking about Linktree. Linktree. It shouldn't have expired. Let me just go and take a look on the tablet. I'll go on my tablet And I think I can do it from this one. This is is dumb. So let's go here. I don't want to, it won't go into the live, but I want to go into my channel. And if I go into my channel, and I come up here to this link here, let's see if it'll open up. So that's the donation page, but if I come back, I want to go to the two more links, and it's this one here, Linktree, and it has my whole name there. Okay, yeah, so I have to do that, but I think that this link might be, I think this one's still active. So my name is out there. My whole name is, yeah, yeah. My whole name is out there. So like here is one of my books. And there is my whole name. My whole name has been out there for quite a long time. And there's that. Yeah, I know it is. And then if we go to like these are all books that I've put out in the world. And some are paper, some are ebooks, and some are other people's that I've done. My favorite cover art is this one here. This is my, I think, for cover art that I've designed. I like that. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not like I'm, you know. So this has an ebook. I think I sell these for like $3 each, but I might just drop the price down lower. I haven't actually bought them. So let me see. Yeah, I like that cover art too. While I'm letting this dry here a little bit, I might actually go in and go into one of those and read from it. Some of the poetry of other people's poetry. Let me see. I want to make sure we're not hitting anything. I don't need to be making too many mistakes here today. Don't need to be looking into my library. Let me see. What can I find here? So let's say if we look at the ebook form here, if it'll pop it up. You know, I have an interesting story here. When I was publishing Randomly Accessed Poetics, I was doing it's a poetry magazine. I haven't done it. The last one I did was Ghost House. That was the last one I did. This was the second to the last one. I had a my poetry journal. This was just various people who sent stuff in, and I think I might have put one of my own. Oh, okay. This is what I did here in this. I went into the previous episode issue, and the previous issue, and I would take a line from each poem, and then I would string it together and form a new poem. And so this is what this is. It's called Monsters Have Blue Eyes. And I'll read it here. Monsters have blue eyes. Are you okay? He asked. I looked away, haunted. A meaningless count of numbers jumble inside my head. If I bury the memory under a litany of fractions, sometimes it dulls the pain. A pale sun shines, shuddering the fragment into a moment. Music boiled and foamed. The trailer park reminds me. Faces contort like sun-stained mushrooms. Guilt crests my brow. I imagine callous hands and the crests of frost clambering between legs. Childlike, not knowing what to do, I collapsed. I spent hours kneeling down on the floor, shuffling through scraps of paper. I uncovered a dozen books on how to breathe. I saw a bird seated on a tree alone. He had blue eyes, 9/10, 7/4, 1/3, 1. There are ways I keep falling, I answered. I am not here. So my story is I was, I had bought an ebook from some random person, and that same day that I bought that random ebook, that very person submitted poetry to my poetry magazine. I mean, how serendipitous of that is that? You know, I'll put a new link in for that. I guess I need to go do that on but anyways, that was my story, and I have another story just like that that's just equally as amazing, and which involves poetry. And I'm gonna make some brown here. We're gonna use. I think I have some of this quinacridone. No, this is Alizarin Crimson, and I'm gonna mix it with some of this color because I really like the brown that it makes. And so my other story that was like really super amazing is this. And there is when I was living up in Seattle and involved in the Seattle Poetry Slam community, and there was this one. She writes children's books now, but her name is Karen Finney-Frock. I'm putting her name out into the world. Karen Finney-Frock was an amazing poet, and she's a writer, and so I had bought her book of poems, and I had bought her book of poems. And we're just going to put the tree trunk right up in here. And then I came back to visit some folks. And I gave that guy that book, this guy who I used to do poetry in Oregon with. I did open mics and stuff like that. And he had an open mic, and he was running a community center, and I gave him that book of poems because it was really amazing. And then years later, I wanted that book of poems back now, and it was all out of print. There were no more of those books of poems, and so I went on Amazon, and I found that book of poems for sale. It was out of print, and it was like I think I originally paid like $10 for it, and I had paid like $20 for it because it was the only one that existed. Welcome, Azero, and that was the only one of those books that had was existed, and I'm going to put a lighter color in here. And when I got that book back, it was the same book that I had originally bought from Karen Finney Frock at the Seattle Poetry Slam in 2004, and this was in 2007 or 8 or 9. I think it was probably 2009. Yeah. No, it was not. It was not that one. It was it was Butterfly House. Her book of poems was Butterfly House, and I have that book of poems someplace. I'll have to find it. But she was an amazing poet. But anyway, and it had her inscription in it that she had signed the book to me in the front cover of that book. And then I ran into her at the Seattle Poetry Slam again, and I told her that story, and I brought that book before her, and she signed it again for me. A second signature on it. And so that is I mean, how amazing is that, to buy the exact same book twice? To buy the exact same book twice. And I actually have another book story too. Maybe I'll tell, because I'm going to do a question and answer, but I think I'm going to, and next week, probably next Sunday, the last Sunday of the year, and so, but this is kind of like another story about books that were like really amazing. And I have this book. It's clear in the bottom of this box, my tarot book box. It's just right here. But I'm gonna fish it out. And no painting is happening while this is going on. And I'm really so disorganized. But nevertheless, here it goes. I'm gonna my box of goodies. This is some incense. A prayer book. But it's this book here. By H.P. Blavatsky. And H.P. Blavatsky is someone who has written, like, they wrote it, this is like from the 1800s, and this book, so it has a tarot connection. This, it has because it's I think it's like Golden Dawn. I think she was in the Golden Dawn. H.P. Blavatsky was in the Golden Dawn movement. And so I don't remember when it was, but it was like in the late 90s. It's probably not even been before I graduated college. And I went into this used bookstore, and this book was on the top shelf. I couldn't see it. I swear that this book jumped into my hand. My hand popped on it, went up on the shelf, and it was just right there. And I couldn't see above me, and I just pulled this book out, and I thought, oh, well, this book is meant for me. And so here that is. And then this book has tarot connections. because of this author, H.B. Blavatsky, part of I think she was part of the Golden Dawn, and the Golden Dawn was one of those secret societies in England that the Rider-Waite Tarot came out of. That it came out of that group to a certain degree, because A.E. Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith were a part of the Golden Dawn, and then one of the things with the Golden Dawn, one is required, or they did as a spiritual exercise, is that all the members were there. They made their own tarot. You learn the tarot by making your own tarot, but in the Golden Dawn order and some of those orders like that, the tarot was used more as a spiritual tool to aid your spiritual journey, your journey for the alchemical way, and so you weren't necessarily using the tarot as a means to tell the future. You're using the tarot as a means for yourself to have greater self-understanding, and for yourself to have direct experience with source consciousness. And so that's a story about books. Anyways, we'll get back to painting. And I'm a little bit flummoxed from that one mistake that I made today. But hopefully it won't come back to bite me. So I'm gonna do another layer of some green here. Ceremony of the Choking Ghost is a good book. And and the one that I have was in question is, I think, probably only 1,000 copies of it were ever made, and I haven't seen it available. Maybe she went back and reprinted it, but I don't know. And she was almost exactly my same age. She was a beautiful woman, but went prematurely gray. Her hair turned gray before she even turned 30. No, that was somebody else. That was another one of my friends. Okay, it seems like I'm not really going very fast on this. I'm trying to think of what I'm doing. What am I doing? Billy Boy? Oh, I know. You're making this Christmas card. And I need to do another layer in here because there's I'm going to come and do I want to go darker? I think I want to go darker. Just a little darker green here. I'm going to use some of this yellow ochre. Okay. And we're going to put this, I'm just going to lay the color in here and hope that it kind of looks like it's tree-like. The colors, there's a little bit too much water on my brush right now. I really need my hair dryer to make this work better. I think I did too much talking, and I think it may have ruined this card here. But no, I haven't ruined it yet. We're just going to let this dry. And maybe a little top on the tree like that. Yeah, yeah, I know, because I'm like multitasking, and I'm not really very good at multitasking. So we'll put this over here, and I'm gonna put like a street sign or something in over here, and yeah, I'm gonna put a street sign in, and maybe a little fence, maybe some things. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, right? We're just gonna figure it out. I want to go back. I want that brown again. I want that brown. Did Mr. Whitecliff disappear into the shadows of Mordor? Where are we? Yeah, the Shadowlands. We'll make I'm making a brown out of Zilron Crimson and Yellow Ochre. And we're going to, it's kind of fluid, but we're going to add a little bit of black just to brown it up. Get it to change colors. Yeah, I know. I kind of got a little bit, that one mistake I made was really bothering me. But I'm not going to mention it. Well, that was fun playing chess, though. We're going to have to do that again. So I'm going to maybe make it a little bit cockeyed. Coming up here like a pole. The pole, but maybe it's more like a street sign. I want to make it like a street sign. I like the little scene here because it's kind of reminds me like a Charlie Brown kind of a thing. And so then we're going to make a cross piece, but we will maybe I will lighten it up just a little bit. So I might need some more white. It looks like I need some more white. I want to try to finish all this paint up out of it before I a sip of water. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I want to lighten it up just a little bit, make it a little bit more of a lighter wood color. And it's gonna look like a cross, but that's okay. And I want enough room that I can write a word on it. So it's like a street sign, a little bit cockeyed. All right. There we go. I think that looks good like that. Maybe we want to add a little bit more. I'm going to need to lighten that up a little bit more in order to... I think I'm just going to put the color right on the top. I really need it like a heat gun or something. I have that hair dryer, but I'm using the plug for something else because I have the phone plugged in. So my link on to get that link to redo, I have to go onto my desktop computer, which is out in the garage. And it's cold out in the garage. I think I'm going to end my relationship with Microsoft products. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit more. Just going to let that dry. It's really a lot of space there for a street sign, but it's fine. Maybe we come in and make a little darker color in here. I want to add just some tones on some different darker tones. We'll just go in to the red. And that red and that black, it makes a nice deeper color here. I'm just going to add that in here, so maybe it's like some shadows. Kind of coming down here, just a bit like that. So that means the light's over here. Maybe we'll extend it up a bit here. Like it's been broken there. And the light's coming in. All right. Now I'm going to do something else. How's this? Still pretty soupy. So what we'll do is, oh, one of my lights just burned out. Now I need, okay, do I have another light charged up, ready to go in that spot? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do I do. This is, where is it at? I'm gonna lose this other light here too soon. Okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go get that other light. I have another light someplace. It's not easy to get to. My life is so cluttered these days. It's just so cluttered with got so much stuff in here. Completely unorganized. So this here, the battery went dead. And coming in, there we go. There we go, we're back in business. Okay, where's my phone at? How much power's on there? My phone, let me see if I can do this and plug that light in. Okay, so we're just like doing a bunch of a shell game here. And I'm gonna get we're gonna put some birds in the background here. I wanna put some, I need to clean up this to make it less muddy, but right now it's really muddy, and so I guess I could get the hairdryer out. But we'll go in to use one of these liner brushes. And Early Ritual, welcome. Welcome. And so I think I'm just gonna make it like a black bird, but I might do black with red. Make it sort of that's just that color there, but we'll just do black. I don't want it brown. I want it black with red. I like that color. It kind of makes a burgundy color. You don't see birds like this in nature, but it doesn't matter because we're in imagination land, and in imagination land, your birds can be whatever color you want them to be. All right, and so my birds are going to be this color here. Red and black. We're going to add a little bit more water. Probably should just put some glazing fluid in there, but no, we don't need to use all of the expensive stuff here for this. We're using student grade paints here. An avocado. Yeah, you know, you're right. It does look like that. It does look like an avocado. So, okay. but it's going to be looking like a it's kind of like a S-shaped thing, and let me put two of these. Give it a big long beak like this, and then it has some little feathers coming out, wings like this. Maybe a little foot here. Maybe this is just like a lawn ornament. You know, it could be a lawn ornament, but it could be an actual bird. I don't know. It doesn't. Does it matter? Does it really matter what it is? All right. There we go. It's got a really tall legs on it. It's got a, maybe we need to make the body a little bit bigger here. There we go. You know, that's the beauty about painting. You can do this. You can make some changes on it to make it seem, we're just going to give it the tail going up a little bit like that. And then I might come in here. I guess I need to add some white to it. And I don't want to use too much because I'm going to clean this palette thing out. We'll just put some white over here. No sense wasting paint, right? That other light's going to burn out too soon as well. We're going to put a little white in here. Just kind of blend that in so it has this sort of this wine burgundy type color. And a little bit of some pinkiness to it. Maybe a little bit of a blotchiness here like that. And yeah, welcome, Tom. That's right. And okay, it needs to have maybe an eyeball or something. Let's go, but maybe before I give it a little eyeball-y, what am I going to do here? And come back in. We're going to get this color here, making sure that it's not too much water on there. And there actually is too much water on this brush now, so I best not do that. And I want to just extend the top of the head up just a little tiny bit. Maybe I'll just go get some straight red right out of here and make it like it's got a little head here. Yeah, so tonight we're kind of doing like one of those marathon session here. His head might just be over here, a little bit more head. He's got like a furry head, fluffy head there. And I want to give it a nice big white eye right here. There we go. So that bird there. We see how things are doing over here. Now I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna give it like some white font not really fun. It's going to be what, instead of Christmas Street, I'm going to put Winter Street on there. Winter Street. And it's still too soupy. So we are going to, let's see, winter is spelled W-I-N-T-E-R, right? So we're looking at Northeast Winter Street. Yeah, and my full name's on here too. All right, Northeast Winter Street. Northeast. You know, and we're really rapidly approaching the first day of winter. The 21st is the first day of winter. Okay, this is too tight together. Unfortunately, that's the way it's going to be. WINTER. Who hasn't seen a hand-drawn sign before? I've seen one before. Street. S-T. There we go. So we have Northeast Winter Street, which kind of puts us clear out in like Nova Scotia, right? You got Winter Street down in Nova Scotia. And I think I want to, how's this doing? How's my tree look? Does that look okay? It still looks kind of, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we're going to put it aside, and we're going to pull out this one. This was actually a mistake that I salvaged. Somehow after it dried, I thought, oh, it's not that bad. Not that bad. So we're going to put in some trunk here. And I'm going to also, I think I'll put it's got a blizzard going on. I think we'll make a fence. Yeah, I think we'll do that. But we want to, man, I'm kind of flummoxed here. And, oh, we got this one over here. We're going to do this one too. Go over here and we'll work on that one. You can always come back. I'm going to get my stencils out, and we're going to stencil in some things. And so that's what we're doing. So I do this a lot when I do Christmas cards. I will do several at the same time and kind of really do it assembly line style. It's not just Christmas cards. I do cards all the time. And I make cards, I paint cards for all seasons. But I think, yeah, I paint cards for all seasons. And so if you're like doing a painting order for someone, you might want to do a method of, well, anyway, this assembly line method, it works the best. You do a piece on it, and then you put it away and you move on. You let that dry, and then you go on to the next one. And you may not, while you're figuring out what you're doing, and since I have this paint on the brush, I don't want to clean it off. And here we go. got a little bit of that in here, kind of poking through. There. And maybe it's a little bit more this way here. Maybe on this one I will do a telephone pole again, a pole, and maybe this time the pole is much taller. Maybe it comes up like this. Maybe we'll put something else down here so that it roughing that snowstorm kind of a thing going on. Maybe I'll put a fence in here. The one prior? You mean this one here? Or yeah, so then I'm gonna make that cross beam thing, and here I'm gonna add some more white to it, just a little tad bit of white. I got white over here I can use, lighten it up, probably go back into it and darken it down a bit. Yeah, and we'll do, let's see, I need enough space to, so for perspective wise, I might want to add some other details onto here. So it's like it's being, I'm not, it's a street sign. It does look like a cross. I know, it's fine. It's what you think, but it's like a board just laying on here. And when the letters go on it, it'll seem more natural. Kind of suspended in there. It's suspended in air. And I'll come back into this color here. Just pull some of this darker color, and we'll darken it up and try to get some more body into it. I have a community post that I want to do a Q&A on the last Sunday of this month at, I think it'll be like 2 p.m. my time, which is Pacific time. And there's a community post there. If you want to have a question you want to ask me, please go there and put the question in, and I will do my best to answer all of these questions. So the last was Northwest Winter Street. Maybe this one will be North Winter Street. I might need to make the print smaller. And we are going to, let's see, I think this tree is, oh, okay, it's dry. And I'm going to put a fence in here too. And so I have a water receptacle right over here. I guess we could put this over here. And then on the, since Tuesday is Christmas Eve, and I generally have a show on Tuesday at 12:21 a.m., an angel number, I am going to do my 2024 tarots. I'm gonna go and see how I actually don't know how many tarot decks I bought in 2024, and so we're all gonna go through. We're gonna go through and see which ones I got for 2024. It's not gonna be like a flip through. We're just gonna go look it through, and I might have some thoughts on some of the decks that I don't particularly care for that much, but I both care for and don't care for. But anyways, we're gonna go move on and do this. I'm gonna make more. I need more of this color here. So we'll have to get some more of that. It's right down on the floor. So right on the floor, right beside me, I have in a giant pile of paint. I have all kinds of things to trip over. And so when I get done here, I am going to have to clean up my space just a slight bit. I think I'm going to need to go and stoke the fire up. I know I'm going to need to do that pretty soon too. So I'm probably going to step away in a minute or two. Yeah, I'm going to step away to go stoke the fire up, and I'll just be gone like maybe a minute tops. And while I'm gone, I'm going to pull out another charger so I can charge up some more of my devices. And we're just going to do a long painting session tonight. And so this is a Aziliron Crimson. And I like how this color goes to brown. So how the brown that you make when I add the yellow ochre and the Aziliron Crimson, it looks more like wood. And that's what I like about this color a lot. And so, yeah, clean my room. Yeah. And so, and I'm going to make a fence. It'll probably be about, let's put the fence posts in. So what I'm doing is I'm just laying the flat of the brush down, kind of like that. The fence is going to go on the other side of the tree. So there's cross beam like this. Maybe one over here like this. And cross beam like this. And it's going to come out to almost to the end of where maybe this is going to look really super busy. I think it'll go in front of the, yeah. And so then we'll have a post right here. And maybe another post like here. Maybe it's kind of oddball angle. See how fast that goes? Yeah, and when you use this method, that's right, Early Ritual, you paint. I remember you're a painter. And I know I'm going to need to go stoke the fire up. And maybe I need to pull this, but we're going to go do, the fence is just going to continue on here like this. And we'll add a little more black to it. And give it a little bit more body to it. So you can see how this works here. You just lay that brush down like this, and you have these different colors, and it just looks like old wood. It gets a really nice effect. And maybe I'll put another fence post over here, kind of goes through there, and kind of goes off like that, and goes off the page. So you was a photographer? Oh. Okay, yeah. I'm shy in other things, like when it came to like relationships. So, and I think I need to extend that down a little bit, but not too much. All right. You know what? I'm not going to do that. We're going to make a snow bluff or something here. So it's going to just hide this in. Yeah. The 2D talent and the 3D. Yeah. I wonder what my life would have been like if I'd gotten married. And maybe a broken board here. Kind of comes down here. The board broke. Kind of it's an old rickety fence. I'll make the fence post a little taller. And a little bit here. It's just an old fence. There we go. Well, I now I'm too old. Well, I mean, I'm not too old, but I'm too old to have a successful relationship. You put it well. I don't know. That's not necessarily true either. These last several years that I, taken care of mother, it made me think that at first it was there. It was more like a roommate situation because after Dad died, I moved in with Mom and so how's the fence look? So it looks kind of like something. So maybe this is the one that I get done, and then this is the one that it gets done, and yeah, but were they getting married for the first time, Ange? Oh, yeah, I understand. There's like 25 people lurking in. So, okay. Just kind of shoring this thing up, especially in the sculpting. Yeah, I have one sculpture that I did in high school art. This is the only successful sculpture I had from in pottery and high school art. I took 2 years of art in high school, but yeah. I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. I can tell you that. I was a real regular Norbert. And we're going to just take this black and put it in here. Add it in. I just love how this is textured out when you use this flat of the brush method here. And it just looks like old wood. And here we go. I know this is kind of hanging out here. Oh yeah, here's Norbert. Yeah, I did this last Saturday. I might do another one. I'm going to do another one this Saturday. I'll try it again. Okay, now now let's do the next step. I'm going to clean the brush off. Yeah, there he is. Everything's right in front of me. Okay. Let's just let that dry. All right, this is going to be a Christmas card. It's going to be an actual Christmas card, and so we are going to put some bulbs in the tree. So this is a reflex rose. That's what this color is. Reflex rose in the Amsterdam paint series. But if you were in the golden series, it would be fluorescent red. And then if you were any place else, they would call this pink. But, I call it reflex rose. It's just my art fair that I usually go to this year was not didn't happen, but last year I had things painted in this reflex rose, and and this guy came up in, it was a small town guy. I'm a small town guy too. So, but of course there's no towns. But anyways, and he says that's pink. And I says no, it isn't. It's red. It's fluorescent red. And he says no, it's pink. It looks like pink to me. I says no, it's not pink. You can get this. You can get this card because it's not pink. It's fluorescent red. He says no, it's pink. And I says, no, it isn't. And and we kind of went back and forth on that thing. He says, I can't buy something that's pink. I says, sure you can, because it's not pink. It's reflex rose or it's fluorescent red or something like that. And we'll get some of this blue in here, and we'll make it a different color altogether. Maybe some red, straight up red. Some bulbs in the tree, because you can't have a Christmas tree without some bulbs in it. And yeah, what a guy. Well, I mean, granted, to my eyes, it's pink too, but I mean, when I'm just a dumb guy myself, I don't know all the colors. They're just shades of some color. So we'll put some of this in here. Kind of changes the different colors. And now I think I want to get my I'm going to look for a stencil. I said I'm a dumb guy. I didn't say it was dumb. I'm a dumb, just like any other, there's a dumb quality that men have, and I have all of those dumb qualities. And I'm looking for my Christmas stencils. I have to think of where did I put those. Maybe we're not going to be using them, or are they just right under here? I got my oh, there they are. I got my mushroom stencils. We could do some mushrooms down on here. That might actually be kind of interesting. Is this drying up a bit? Yeah. Fake news? Yeah. Maybe. I want to put a star on some stars out here. Maybe they're not exactly on the tree, but they're kind of close by. This is dry, so I can do it at this stage. And there. Just a dumb guy. So just some random idiot on the internet. Huh? Yeah. And here's a little random word poem. Split, meditate, sniff, confetti, silk, spy, entry, and put that away. I need to think of, okay, so to do stencils, you got to use a stencil brush, and it's a round, flat brush, and that's what a stencil brush is. And if you aren't careful, there'll be bleed through, and then you have to be really careful at this step when you're doing this, because you could easily ruin your painting, and I don't want to ruin my painting. And so my I'm going to do white. I don't want to ruin the painting. That's the one thing, because I really want to. I want to put this in the store tomorrow, that has my art, so that I can sell it. And that's what I want to do to it. That's what I want done for, to sell it. As I did. Okay. So we're just going to go on the blotter, and we'll use this little star here. And there it is, a little star. Maybe we come up, like coming down from the sky. It is the Christmas season. We'll have this coming down here. A little bit of white. We want to make sure it works and it doesn't. And maybe a couple other ones. Maybe we'll add a little bit of a different color to it. So I got some of this reflex rose here. I'm going to add to that. Go into my blotter and get it in here. To be very careful that you don't want it to come around the edges, and then, so this is more subtle over here. We'll put a little white into it. Pull it away. Okay, it's perfect. It's perfect. And so we got a little star. Maybe another little star. Over here. Uh-oh, it's got some bleed over. So I got it somehow. Well, maybe no one's going to notice that. Maybe I have to do something to fix this. Okay, so at this point in time, I got to wipe the stencils off. It's part of the job. But yeah, you have to be careful, because this is really a delicate thing, and you wipe the other side off, make sure there's no paint, and we're going to go in, and I need to fix that. But I think before we do, I really want to do that, so I think I'm going to do it. I need to wash my clothes. I don't think I have any. This is that dumb guy stuff that's coming out, because I may not have any clean clothes or anything like that. So which side is the right side? Okay, that's the back side. I am going to, this is all dry. I'm going to put in here a plant. And I make sure, yeah, do I want that one? No, let's go with this one here. And yeah. There. And maybe over here. Nope, I can't do that, because it's gonna do something over here. So we're gonna put this aside for now. And while I'm here, I'm gonna put in some snow down here, and then maybe we'll do another layer here. I'm just going to use the stencil brush to do this. Just going to dab it in. And so it's an outdoor Christmas tree. And feels like I'm forgetting something here. Oh yeah, there is something I'm forgetting. A cross beam. So right now, this doesn't look so bad that it's like there's some perspective here, so it's not hanging out in the open. If you remember when I was starting back before I put the fence in, before I put anything else, this street sign, which looks like a cross, is just hanging out there, was now it has a bit more perspective, and so it's starting to look right. Okay, have a drink of water. All right, where's what brush do I need now? I need to go back to my liner brush. And there's a bit of a thing that I forgot to do. Is see if I have any more of this color left here. I guess we'll have to make some more. I'll just add it in here. And a cross piece here. And it's actually coming through here, but maybe it meets up over there eventually, but it's fine. So as you can see it through the tree. And there. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to do a lot more detail work. We got a lot of detail work to get this done. And so I'm just going to barrel forward, and when I finish this card, I'm going to turn the stream off, and that'll be really close to the 2-hour mark. And so I have a proper stream for today. And what we're going to do now is just some of that detail work. And so we're laying in snow, coming in over here, and then I'm going to put it in the tree. I'm going to have to go get some more titanium white out of the tube. So we get it kind of gloopy on there, and it's fine. It just fits on here. And it's going to have a little bit of an overhang because snow does this all the time. I do need to do that, and so I will do that right now. I'm going to just step away. Well, I'm just going to keep going through. It'll be fine. But I do need to stoke the fire up. You're right. And I am barreling through here. And we are coming down trying to make it. It's not really super realistic, but it's what it is. You can believe that it might just be a little wintry scene out in the backyard. You got your bulbs up. Clean your room, stay. No, Tom, I have wood heat. And because PGE jacks up their electric rates during the winter, and so like the electric bill for November was $300 and some odd change, and it's going to be $400 for December's, and so in order to keep that amount down, to keep the electric bill down, I have a wood stove. Actually, I have two wood stoves in the house. One of them, there's one of them, and when my parents built this house in the 70s, my dad, they built the house around essentially two wood stoves, around a Yodel stove, which was like a Norwegian wood stove, and I'm gonna put like a bit of snow that's just up here, hanging out here on the side. Wood, yeah, stoves are amazing, yeah, and so my dad owned and operated a lumber mill and a little hardwood mill, and he bought into it in the 70s. It was kind of he bought into it by redesigning the carriage system. And the carriage, they roll a log on the carriage, and then they run it back and forth across a big giant circular saw, and they could take logs that were like I think almost like 5 feet across. I think that was because there was two. They had an over and under saw. So the carriage put maybe it wasn't quite that big. I don't think I've seen. I think that there may have been like 5 feet on the butt, and so we're gonna put some of this in here. And so the wood, you never really had to buy wood because you bought wood. These were like end trimmings, and rarely did a log come off a log truck that like, and then they did lumber in 8 and 10-foot lengths, alder hardwood, and then so rarely would you get a log off of a truck that split up evenly. So there was always like extra, maybe there was like rot on the butt, or there was something, and so there was like always plenty of wood, and they quit. It was my dad and my mom's oldest brother. They were they went into business together, and they did that, and they quit in like 1995 because the industry had changed so much, and so they weren't able to get logs and everything, and so it was really hard because it was just such a different way of life, working in a lumber mill and that whole thing. And I worked in that mill starting when I was like 8 years old. Not, it wasn't really like child labor. It was more like my mom took me down on Sunday afternoon down to the mill to go see Dad because he was working 7 days a week. And I'd watch him sharpening chipper knives and sharpening those circle saws, and he would do repair work on the machines. He did the millwrighting and all that stuff. And then I never saw my dad, and so my mom, she would take me down to the mill, and then I would sit there and watch him work. Then after a while, Dad says, here's a shovel, and she'd put a shovel in my hand, and then shovel out that sawdust in the conveyor, and that's how that started with me with work and doing work. And then it moved on to, okay, here's a splitting maul, and split wood. And then, so, when you grow up in that kind of a situation, you're afforded a lot of opportunities that people who grow up in metropolitan areas just aren't privy to. Like learning how to drive when you're like, I learned how to drive a stick shift when I was like 9 or 10 years of age. I knew how to drive when I was 10. By 10, I mean, I wasn't driving on the highway. I was driving on roads that just were country roads, and learning how to driving a cat. I mean, a caterpillar, because there's one of those. I mean, how many kids get to learn how to drive a caterpillar? I mean, how many kids learn how to, sharpen a chainsaw, or how to, operate chainsaws? Now, granted, my dad, when it came to like business, he did follow the rules. The rules is that no person under the age of 18 was allowed to operate machines. But I pulled green chain before I was legally able to work when I was like 14 years of age. Like between the 8th grade year and between 8th grade and high school, I pulled green chain for in the summer. And then, see, how's that tree look? Yeah, country stuff. Yeah. So how's that look? Does that look? It's pretty well accented out there, and so it's not like all that stuff. Yeah. And you got this little mushroom collage that's there. I think it's dry enough that I can try adding another one in there. So yeah, I'm gonna put on here, I think I'm gonna go with, maybe I'll call it Holiday Street. Yeah, I think, can I do black? Will black on that work? Or I don't want to go. Yeah. So here we go. We have this. I'm not quite done. It has a few more details that I'm gonna do. And I think I'm gonna call it Holiday Street. And yeah. White. Do I want a white on a white? Oh, there went that other light. Now let's see if I got enough juice in it to run this light. There we go. All right. We're back in business on the lights. This other light's gonna go soon, so I'm gonna have to wrap this painting up, and then I'm done. We'll be done for the day. But This gets a big long session today. All right. So holiday. So it's then I have a then there'll be the last little bit of details work, and I need to fix this spot over here. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. This looks like a beat up piece of wood, and that's what I want it to be. I want to make it look like a beat up piece of wood. And that's starting to dry there. All right. It's too bad I can't sell these things for more than at that store for more than $5, but that's what they're on sale for at that store. But I would person gets a real good deal, but people don't like to spend a lot of money on cards anyway, and hand painted cards. All right, that's a hell of a novelty. I wonder if the yellow. I'm trying to think what color. Maybe the fluorescent yellow on here. Maybe just white, I think. Yeah, I think I'll make it white. White lettering. All right. And, okay. We're going to call it West Holiday. H. It have to be exact. HOLIDAY. Yeah, I know. I understand that, Ange, but I tried when I first started doing hand painted cards. I had the price up higher, and they wouldn't move. Not in the little small town that I live near. They didn't move there, so I put them down. I swallowed my ego, and I priced them down to $5, and so. And that's what I did. That's what I did. I did that. That was a Holla HOLIDA holiday road lane. Let me call it. I'll call it lane. Holiday Lane. LANE. Okay. West Holiday Lane. I know it is, but so if I were to sell my art like a card like this, well, I mean, yeah. I don't know. There's not a print. You see that a lot of work goes into it. I'm talking when I'm just painting cards. I'm going way faster when I'm not like live streaming how I'm doing it. I'm going at a much faster clip, and I need to fix this spot over here, and so I'm gonna go back to stencil land here. And where's my stencil brush at? Oh, so over here. And I'm going to think about what stencil am I going to use. Yeah, I can do Candy Cane Lane because and so I think what I'm going to take with me back to that store tomorrow is 2 cards. Hopefully I'll sell both of them before Christmas. The store is only open like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's just open a couple days a week. And how do I think we'll layer this in like so. Maybe I'll use this one over here. Yeah. It's kind of protruding into here. Or do I have another star that I can just... Yeah. Let's do this one here. And how much white do I have? Do I have enough white to do this? And hopefully it doesn't bleed over. And I'll come in and do some more of that reflex rose and put it right on there, mix it in, and hopefully it works. There we go. There we go. We fixed it. Candy Cane Lane. I didn't think about that, but that's right. Candy Cane Lane. And so it has some like snowflakes, some stars coming down on the sky. Let's kind of fix that over here. And then I do got to go stoke the fire up. But, oh, that's right. I was going to do another stencil in here. And for those people just lurking in at the edges, don't forget to push the like and the sub button if you like what you see. I hope that my stories were interesting anyways. I'm going to put another, a little, yeah, I'm going to put this in here. There it is. That's not bad. And maybe, yeah, because but the time it is, I think I only have time before I need to go to bed to do one more, to finish that other one that was the Northwest Winter Street. And then I need to varnish them and then put them in their little plastic bags. I think I want to do just yeah, I kind of like this idea of these mushrooms here. I'm going to come in and do that. Let's open up this thing. And going right up in front. There it is. There we go. Well, good night, Ange. We'll see you the next time. And I am almost done with this thing. There's one other detail that I was going to do that will make this, just bring it out all together. I'm going to hang some lights off, or some bulbs or some lights off this, this sign. So it's more that this is a sign rather than it is a, and so we'll make those out of this reflex rose color here. And I'll bring that kind of like it's kind of a little chain of maybe a little add a different color to it a bit. Coming down here, little chain, it'll come down like that. And lighten it up a bit. Okay. Maybe we'll make that kind of a there we go. Suspension of belief is just sort of hanging out here like that. Here we go. How's that look? Maybe we'll add a little bit more of that reflex rose right on top of here, just to bring that color out a bit. And for your holiday lane, go to, my batteries are almost running out of this. You got, what, 5% left on that. And, okay, everything's running out tonight. I need to move this over. I've run out of juice once while I was doing a live stream. And, okay. 5% left. The cord is almost long enough to make it here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just running the power cord over here. There we go. There we go. Oh, touch the camera. There it is. And maybe this cord is kind of hanging out over there. And kind of going over there, and then it's sort of hanging out just down like that. Like there it is. Maybe it has another little bulb attached to the end, kind of over there. And there it is. I just need to bring up, I need some more brightness to it. I want it to stand out a little bit more. There it is, come on. Stand out just a bit. All right, now, maybe this one has a bulb on it too. Little blue light. Christmas lights. Just gonna be hanging out, suspended over that space there. Okay, just some little dabby motions. Another one here. I'll add a little red to it. not exactly a bulb. It's kind of an oblong shaped thing. It's not too shapely. It's like a square. Oh well, it's what it is. You know, it's not perfect. It's fine. And maybe there's one that's fell off the tree and it's just hanging out over here on the fence. Right over here. It's kind of blended in. Not exactly a circle, but it's close. So it's this pile of like a reflective color here. It's pink on pink. Yeah. All right. Over here, another one. Let's add some pinky tones here. One over here. And I'm going to put one clear down here. How it got there, I don't know how it got here, but it's here. It's in the snow. Feels kind of quiet here. And maybe another one over here. I'm off camera, aren't I? I'm sorry, I apologize for that. I was just so getting into the painting that I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. Okay, that's it. I'm going to close this up. I need to initial it. Do I have a pen? It's in the other room. It's fine. The last step is to initial 2024. I'm not going to do it in blue ink. I'll use a Sharpie, and the Sharpie's in the other room someplace. All my lights and my batteries on everything are starting to go dead. And so that's it. So the next thing we're going to do, I have Sunday, painting Sunday, and I'm going to do something. It's not going to be a card. It's going to be something. I'm going to do something Saturday, painting. And then we have crafting Sunday. I'll probably do something. Maybe I'll play a game of chess. Maybe I'll do something different on Sunday. And then Tarot Tuesday, but this Tuesday's Christmas Eve. And so at late Monday night, I'm going to come on and do all my tarot acquisitions for 2024. That's the schedule for this week coming up, and then and here we are. So what we did tonight is we started working on this one. This one's almost done. It has just some more details to do on it. This is your Northeast Winter Street. And I'm going to hang some lights. I'm going to work on the tree a little bit more to get it less muddy and fix that up. And then put some more snow on the ground. So it does look like there's snow here, but we'll just kind of pile it up around. No fence. Another bird right in front of the tree. And I'll hang some lights, and they'll just kind of droop on down, maybe on this side and on that side. Maybe nail down on the side of the post. And then we'll decorate this tree a bit, or not. I think I'll just put snow on it. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off offline. I'm gonna go do some chores, finish cleaning up the kitchen, and then finish cleaning the kitchen, stoke the fire up, and I'm gonna need to charge up all my devices. That's what I gotta do. And so until Saturday night, it'll be somewhere around 9 p.m. ish, maybe 10 p.m. Pacific time. I think I'm going to come on at 10 p.m. Pacific time, even though the card says 9 p.m. But it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. Okay. Now that we got that established, that it just doesn't matter, I'm going to say good night and thank you, Ange, for Roots and Waves for moderating, and Early Ritual for coming on into the chat, and for White Cliff, and for Aziru to popping in, and for Rex Slays for popping in, and for Crazy Ender for popping in for a moment. And thank all of you who liked and subscribed to my channel. And I wish that you have a blessed rest of your week and a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Bye-bye.